we in Malaysia must realize that this appeal is only by desperate politicians. You perang, you plundered the wealth of the country, and then you start using this race car to confuse the masses. Okay? Why do we allow this marginalization and neglect of our people when we had all the resources?
The general trend in the last decade seems to be disconcerting, not only in Malaysia, Indonesia or the region, but also in Europe and the United States of America, where you can notice the rise of fascism, where identity becomes essentially the key a fundamental consideration, where the anti-other, either religion or race, immigration, seems to be on the rise. You can notice, for example, in Europe, the rise of political parties able to win and muster nominal support, precisely because they appeal to race or religion or the fear against the other. This is something which we, as Asians or Southeast Asians, particularly the Malay world, and as Muslims, they must, as a practicing Muslim, we must see this as a contradiction. You can't be a Muslim and a good Malay. You continue to support, endorse, and become a fanatical supporter of identity in a narrow, blinkered sense. Because what we understand as Islam is always bita'arafu, respecting and knowing the other. How is it that the Quran can be so emphatic and clear to recognize the presence of tribes with clear instruction so that you know, appreciate, learn from one another. And yet, you find Muslim parties, Muslim groups all over the world, including this country, promoting this idea of being seized, being under siege, and can only survive if we dismiss the other. Now, this is not peculiar to Malays, Muslims, or Asia. As I said, it is something that you have noticed, the rise of fascism, Nazism in the past, colonialism and imperialism, well discussed in this brilliant book by Edward Said, Orientalism, but concerning all the others as the other. I remember a very known Indian social anthropologist, Ashish Nandi, who incidentally we invited to visit us, hopefully next month. He's quite elderly, but I certainly want to great anthropologist who has the courage to articulate issues. And it is relevant to our understanding about how identity perceived out of ignorance. You know, many of you are familiar with what I said when I used to cook, even during the Palestinian conference last few days, for Edward Said, in his critique of Huntington's Clash of Civilization, he said it is clash of ignorance. there is no clash of civilization throughout history, but there is a clash of ignorance. You are ignorant of the other. And also some of the Muslim reaction. For example, the Western mind, the Western society, to be grouped them under one monolithic group that represents a particular view because of the ignorance. So he said clash of ignorance. And last night, the Hindus in India will only survive under Hindutva, and the rest, small minorities, are a threat to their survival. The Muslims in Malaysia feel therefore, if they do not become more assertive and pronounced, they will be under siege by the Hindus, who happens to be 6% in this country. So the battle continues. Why? There's an illusion of identity. Now the term illusion is also used by Stephen Hawking. It's interesting because they are all smart. You can't say they are ignorant. Where do scientists use the term ignorance? Culture ignorance. But they're not ignorant. They all have PhDs, some of them. Some of them have big turbans and great alim. I don't know, the turban, the big turban represents knowledge. It's heavy. But they are of course knowledgeable in some areas. So Stephen Hawking used the term illusion of knowledge. Amartya Sen used the term illusion of identity. You think this is your survival, this is your culture, superior, great history, great civilization, and the rest are all pedestrian in a sense. So, illusion of knowledge, because the little knowledge that you have of the other happens to be an illusion, because you do not have a profound understanding of the other. He mentioned there is a very, very little effort in the Muslim world to understand the West in its philosophical construct, policies. We don't. We have Islamic studies program, Asian studies, Indonesian studies at Cornell, etc., etc. In Australia, in the West. We have hardly any university in Malaysia trying to understand in depth Western philosophy, Western civilization, Western technology. So for my generation, we know Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, which is not a problem. But the problem is because it ends there. You know America to, I don't know, Justin Bieber probably nowadays. But I don't know, that may be a British or American. But so my appeal is to get a closer understanding. I appreciate Ridwan's initiative, UNICEF is a greater effort to go deeper. So this conference, Coexist, is an attempt again to go deeper into these issues. You say peaceful coexistence in Malaysia is the Malays and the majority, Muslims, the Hindus, the Indians, the Chinese, either Confucianists or Buddhists or Christians, the Dayaks and the Kadazans. How do you say peaceful coexistence if you don't try and understand and appreciate that? So, now we, for example, if you ask, I'm very Malay and proud of my language, my culture, my civilization. I try very hard to become a good practicing Muslim, enhance my understanding of my religion. But I'm Malaysian. Many of my brothers and sisters, I consider great friends, are Hindus and Christians and Buddhists and Dayaks. I care about them. What am I therefore? Therefore it comes under this variety of categories. The book by Amartya Sen, Identity and Violence, The Illusion of Destiny, which I think should be a reference book in itself. You don't have a copy, you can borrow from my library. As long as you return. I have a very strict rule. Nobody takes out the book from my library. Because invariably it will not be returned. You see, it's humane philosophy. If you have a strong sense of humanity, you care for your neighbors, which is a pillar in Islamic ethics. Your community, your immediate community, the Islamic term, your harem. Stems from humanity, to care. If you are poor, you have you have to deal with abject poverty within the community. Happen to be Muslim. Out of the 10 Muslim houses, then you have find another one Hindu family. The care, compassion, and the rahmah must be relatively equal. That is the strength and superiority of Islam. You don't discriminate the poor among your neighbors. And this is what the essence of we talk about peaceful coexistence. Of course, I'm sure Sophia and Devi and some the other professors can deliberate more intellectually, profoundly. But I think I want to just generate your interest about this basic fundamental issue. Peaceful coexistence would require and demand that the resolution must be somewhat amicable and just. And justice is fairness. You cannot resolve the problem any force, but in Indonesia or Malaysia or Thailand or the Philippines, you continue to perpetrate injustice and oppression. Concomitant to the principle of peace must be tested. So in our deliberations of peaceful coexistence is the spirit, reviving the spirit of humanity and seeking an amicable resolution. Reminded us, we have Devi Fortuna Anwar who had actually practical experience in government assisting Habibi, because the theoretical framework we discuss is easier, but to having to deal with the more contentious, explosive issues is more difficult. It requires a lot of patience, wisdom, and may Allah reward our efforts. Assalamu alaikum.